Hey folks, I'm Professor Blowers, and I'm going to be your teacher this quarter. We're going to be working together to learn Microsoft Access, and our course is BATECH 168. Welcome to class. This is our Canvas course, and you'll also be able to see our MyLab IT course by going to MyLab IT and clicking on Course Materials and following the instructions right here, MyLab IT Registration, BATECH 168. That's my instructor ID. You'll also need an access code, which you can get from the bookstore. The ISBN is on my syllabus. But in the meantime, if you could get a 14-day trial, like if you don't have access for the e-text, for MyLab IT, essentially you get an access code, which gives you access to the e-text, our course materials, our online website, which is MyLab IT, and it's a really great site where you can have access to PowerPoints, videos, the e-text, assignments, graders, projects, you name it. I'm really excited to show that to you, and in fact, I've got a YouTube channel that goes through some of those details, how to do those projects and what each of these projects actually is. This is our course calendar. This is our MyLab IT registration, and here's our syllabus. So I'd like you to do three things to start. Go ahead and click the Home tab on Canvas, download the syllabus, the MyLab IT registration instructions, and the course calendar, and follow the instructions on those sites. This weekend you have a discussion due. It's just a simple, like, hi, this is who I am, and some interesting things about you, what brought you to the class. And you'll also see a quiz that's due this weekend. So I'd like to show you how to access that quiz on MyLab IT. So once you have the syllabus, the MyLab IT registration instructions, and the calendar downloaded, what you need to do is go to this website right here. You need to use your Bellevue College email address to create an account with Pearson. Let me know if you've taken a similar class in the last 12 months, and there's a chance that you may not need to get this access code if you've taken a similar class with us in the last 12 months. But if you need some time to figure this out, and you just want to see, what's this class about? What does it look like? Follow the option where it says get a temporary access without payment for 14 days. And what that does is it gives you time to go have full access to our course, which you get by using this code, blowersjr.53049. I'm going to make sure that that's the right one. It should be. It's BATECH 168. So this is what it looks like on MyLab IT. You click on course materials, and up at the very top is our e-text. Just making sure we're in business. Hey, folks. The e-text is at the top. And so I'm going to go ahead and click it to open it in a new tab. You need to have pop-ups enabled, otherwise it won't open. If you click in Office and Windows assignments, that's where your quiz is going to be. So here's our Chapter 10 quiz. Everything is open note, open book. Use your resources, use the videos, use the PowerPoints, use the e-text. And the quiz is, if you've used Office and Windows, it should be fairly straightforward. Here's our e-text right here. This is the table of contents for the e-text. But this is how you get the quiz done. So the quiz and the grader, which let me show you on Canvas, you've got 4 assignments that are due every week, all right? 4 weekly assignments. You've got the A and the B project, and the A and the B project you upload to Canvas, all right? So mark it wherever you need to. A and B go to Canvas. The quiz and the grader go to MyLab IT. Okay? So, and you should do it in that order. A project, then B project, and then the quiz, and then the grader. A and B, you can either do the simulation or do them by the book. And I'll get into that more later. You can either follow them via the simulation, and let's just click in here. Okay, this is for our assignment. Submit your work at the end of, it says our class. But optional, you can complete the simulation for extra credit. So I would prefer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, look, if you want to do the project, and let me just show you in the course, for the A and the B projects, you can do it by following the e-text. So here's chapter 1 in our e-text, the table of contents. Project 1A, Student Advising Database with 2 tables. Starts on page 104. Now, doing the project from the book, like this, and following the instructions, you scroll down. To do it by the book, you need these files. For non-MyLab submissions, you need the following files. A blank database, A01A students, faculty advisors, so 2 Excel workbooks, and it says start with a new blank access database. All right, so what you do, so it's called students and faculty advisors. So let me go to my files, and I already downloaded them, called Access Student Data Files. You, in order to do the projects from the book, you need to go to Canvas, and bear with me just a moment. You need to go to Canvas, and here's the A, here's the B, and you need to upload your, oh no, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there. You see where it says here, it says required for A and B projects, access student data files. Click this, you're going to need these files. Our e-text is like an instruction manual for putting together like a basketball hoop or maybe cooking something from scratch. So download the files, unzip them, and you'll have access to all of these. So O1 is chapter 1, chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So inside of chapter 1, we need, if I remember correctly, it was something called faculty advisors and students. And notice how it says A01A, A01A. So you work on these files right here and open up Access in order to do the projects. All right? So the e-text tells you which files to open and then what to click, which data to enter, and how to do the projects using those files. So the e-text and the student data files, they work hand in hand. If you want to do them via the simulation, it's pretty much the same project, but the only difference is you're not actually using Access. So I'm clicking on Access Chapter 1, which is due on October 1st, and you can do them via simulation. Okay, and it's kind of like learning how to ride a bike with training wheels on, for example. And so it'll be the same steps as doing this via the book, right? So the book will tell you, okay, here's how to create a table. And, you know, the first step you need to, and it does a fair amount of defining some vocabulary first. The e-text has some videos, different activities, but it says, okay, start Microsoft Access, then navigate to your Access Chapter 1 folder, click the Create tab, and it does a really great job of showing you where everything is in Access, which I think is incredibly handy. But these steps, step 1, step 2, step 3, click the Create tab in the Tables group, click Table. That's going to be the same thing as the simulation. Same project, same steps, same lesson. The only difference is when you're doing it by the book and following it by the book, you actually have Access open and you're using the program rather than just doing like a video game simulation of it. So it's like, you know, playing tennis by actually going out and playing tennis versus learning to play tennis via Mario Tennis, I guess, is maybe not the best comparison, but it's a comparison, right? Using Access, actually using the program that you're using to do the projects, is different from following a simulation of the project. So I recommend you do it by the book and upload your Access database, but if you think it's better for your learning needs and your learning style to do the simulations that are right here under course materials, you click into chapter 1, you got the A and the B simulations. It says it's due, but you only have to do either the simulation or the books by the project. And if you do both, I can give you extra credit. The quiz and the grader, the other of the assignments, are done here on MyLab IT. Quiz, it's pretty straightforward. Multiple choice, sometimes fill in the blanks, and mix and match. But this is the grader, and I've got some videos on how to do the grader. But effectively, there's 4 steps. You download them. You download the files, you open the files, there's going to be a Word document that tells you step 1, do this, step 2, do that, step 3, do that. And the projects are usually between 15 and 30 steps. When you're done, the cool thing about the grader is you upload it to MyLab IT, you turn it in, and you're going to get a score immediately right back to you because our system, it checks all of the fine details of what you've done in Access, and it tells you where you may have made a mistake or entered the data incorrectly or need to go back in and make some changes. So you get 3 attempts, 3 turn-ins. You can turn in the grader assignment, the G assignment, 3 times, and I'll take your highest score. Same thing for the quiz. All right, so you get 3 attempts at the quiz. If you get, say, a 70% and you want to do better, it's open note, open book for everything. Use your resources, and I will take your highest grade after 3 attempts for the quiz and the grader. Okay, so to clarify, A and the B, you can either do the simulation or do them by the book. If you do the simulation, though, for A and B, I need something on Canvas. So if you choose to do the projects via simulation, you do have to take one extra step every single week. I need you to upload something, whether that's the file, your Access file, or a screen snip. It'll give you like 100% or 90%, whatever your simulation score is. Upload the screen snip or screenshot of that score for A and B on Canvas. Okay, so that's why I say it's important to know that A and B go to Canvas, something, whether it's Access file or the screen snip of your simulation, those go to Canvas. And I'll usually get my grading done on Sundays. Okay, so I'll check first thing on Sunday and make sure, okay, was something uploaded on Canvas for A and B, and then I'll grade it. If I don't see anything uploaded, I'm not going to get you a grade. Okay, you may have done the project and you can sure upload it later, but I need to see if you did the simulation, a screen snip of your project, and if you did the A and B projects from the book. I know I'm repeating myself, but I find myself, this is something that I have to go over a few times at the beginning of each quarter. So I just want to make sure that we got it right from the start so we start off strongly. A and B to Canvas, quiz and grader do on MyLab IT. What I do with your quiz and your grader is I then check the details of everything. I transfer your grade from MyLab IT to Canvas. So your final grades are located on Canvas. I just transfer your grades after having a deeper look through them for the quiz and the grader, so that you have your grades there. And I'm going to try to keep this schedule throughout the quarter. As you see, as you look at the course calendar, it's pretty straightforward. You should have the same expectations every week. We do have a discussion online, so kindly use professional language. We are in a business technology environment, and we need to use industry-appropriate language when communicating with our peers, classmates, and teachers. So here's the plan. We'll do 3 chapters of Access. Everything's due on Saturday at 9 p.m. Then there's the midterm. There's no grader, no quiz, no A, no B. You just have the midterm due, and you can turn it in as many times as you need, okay? So there are unlimited submissions on the midterm. I'll take the highest grade. What I didn't mention, the really good news, if you get higher than a 90 on the grader, or the midterm, or the final, anything above a 90 gets you full credit. All right? So if you get above a 90% on the grader, you don't need to worry about changing all the smaller details. The system doesn't pick up on absolutely everything, and I think it's fair and kind of a good deal to say that, hey, if you've earned a 90%, you get full credit on this assignment, and I'm going to keep that true for the quiz. I'm sorry. Well, I guess I said it, so I probably gonna have to make that be true for the quiz. We'll see how it goes. For 1, 2, 3, you'll have 3 chances to get your highest score for the midterm. You can turn it in as many times as you need. Chapters 4 through 7, again, back to your regular Saturday deadlines. Your A and B to Canvas, quiz and grader to MyLab IT. We're going to take a flex week during week 9. Chapter 7 is due a couple weeks before the final. Everything's open. If you go to our course materials, you're going to notice that you can preview all of these things right now. So you can work ahead. You can take a look at what's coming up next. You can look at the final exam. You could even try to take I wouldn't recommend it, but it's open and you have unlimited submissions. So you are welcome to have a look at the midterm and the final exam and study towards that if that helps you out. So there's really no surprises in this course. If you need anything, if you need any mentorship, if you need to meet me during office hours, if you need to connect with a tutor, if you need help finding resources on campus, if you want to get involved on campus, just let me know, okay? I'm available via email and via Teams. A little bit less so on Teams these days, but send me an email if you need anything, and give me. Sometimes it takes a few days to get back in touch. Try to prioritize my students. I just being realistic with you. Thank you for being patient, as sometimes it takes me a while to solve some of these issues, and sometimes I've got other projects that I'm working on that take up a lot of my time. But as soon as I see an email from you, I'm going to get to work on it right away and try to get back to you as soon as I can. But in the meantime, it's an asynchronous class, so use your resources. I'm not doing any direct teaching, direct lecturing. I'm just here to touch base with you all, to support, to put you in touch with resources, to get to know you, whatever you need, all right? I'm your teacher. Teaching's something that's been important to me for my entire career. I've been a teacher for 10 years now, and it's something I want to continue doing for my whole life. I really enjoy teaching. I come from a family of teachers, and I'm always trying to learn to be a better teacher, a better person, so that you can all improve as students and as folks that are interested in business technology. So can't wait to have this class with you all, and welcome. I'm Professor Blowers. See ya.